Hello and welcome to Nick's Allotment Diary.
So here I am inside the fruit cage. So last year I had quite a big problem with bindweed. It grew round all the plants, and I don't know whether you can see on here, these are some of the stems of it, and also there's some seed pods. So those are bindweed seeds. So I really need to get these out if possible. So what I'm going to do, bindweed is a problem that has white fleshy roots, so it overwinters as a root. So the only real way to get rid of it is to dig it out, but that will be difficult amongst all these plants. So what I'm going to do is have a go at taking some of the plants out and see if I can remove the bindweed roots. I have got an issue that I've got too many fruit bushes. I've got quite a few blackcurrant bushes in the centre, so I'm going to thin those out and remove some of the bushes and pass them on to a friend who's starting off his allotment, John's Cuckoo Patch, who you will have seen on a couple of my videos recently. So I'm going to make a start now and start removing some of the bindweed that's wound round the plants, and then I can see where they go from there. These are an example of the bindweed roots. So they're a bit fleshy. I'll just dig a few up so you can have a look. Quite thick, quite easy to spot, to be honest, but basically just one small piece. So basically just one small piece, if it breaks off and is left in the soil, we'll be able to generate a new plant. So it does propagate very easily, and as I mentioned before, it does also go to seed and produce seed heads as well. So what I'm going to do is try and dig out as much of this root as I can, which will mean that it'll give me a better chance of keeping on top of the bindweed this year. So what I'm going to do is try and dig out as much of this root as I can, which will give me a better chance of keeping on top of the bindweed this year. Here's an example of how much bindweed root there is. This is the edge of the fruit cage. So it's coming under the fence and under the path. I am fighting a little bit of a losing battle and getting it out, but at least if I can remove as much of it as possible, it will reduce the possibility of the fruit trees getting engulfed in it this summer. So from a relatively small area, I've got all this bindweed root. These are one of the 30-litre buckets. It's about 3/4 full. And this is the area that I've cleared. It's all down the front of the fruit cage, which is where the bindweed was at its worst, to be honest, to here. So maybe about a third of the fruit cage, I guess. I don't think the bindweed is as bad in the rest of the fruit cage. So now I'm going to put back in some of the bushes that I took out while I was digging out the bindweed roots, because I had to take the bushes out in order to get the bindweed out from the fruit bushes roots. So I'll just show you when I bring those back. So there we go, I've planted 2 of the fruit bushes back, both of them red currants, I think. So they've both got a bit more room than they had before, so hopefully that should be better for fruiting this year. Hope you found that interesting, seeing me battle with the bindweed roots, and now the fruit cage is a little bit better than it was before.
Thanks very much for joining me at Nick's Allotment. I'll see you again next time.